Morning, Tara.
Oh, we're live.
Aaron, Johnny.
We are live.
We are live. Hi, Nigel.
I'm just making a cup of coffee. So.
Lots of people just check. We'll give a few people turn to get in, but we'll go around so you can say hellos. First of all, Mark can introduce himself and say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone. It's me. By the side of me, I've got Jabba the Hutt. Not sure what the hell you look like, Johnny. All in the green there, but that's the Norwich supporter. I love Aaron Bolton. It's been lovely listening to you, Aaron, sing. Shawnee, love hearing you sing. Tara, you're in the middle of people singing. Bum, 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 bum. That's it. Hello, everyone.
Oh, my Christ.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Johnny.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Turn his hearing aid on.
Tara, Aaron, Nigel, how are we all?
Are you in your care home, Johnny?
I'm in the care home. My carer's sitting next to me.
Hi, Sue.
In the waist now. It's quite nice.
Oh,
Aaron, how are you?
I'm good. Cheers. How are you?
I'm excellent. Where are you today? Where are we? Are you at home?
I am at home. I'm in the office. Out of the way of the kids.
And I know where Tara is. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Tara.
So just explain to us how many in your home now? How many people? How many animals?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. We have there's 6 of us.
Six.
We have
6.
4
a
cats.
turtle and a crazy puppy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not isolation, is it? You're sharing all of that grief. Wow.
It's
And
quite
to your right, you've got to get used to this because it's opposite, isn't it? So to your right is Mr. Sean Hathaway. How are you, Sean?
Oh, very well. Thank
Which
you
room
for
are you in at the
asking.
moment? Where are you?
Say that again.
Where are you?
I'm
What
all right,
room?
yeah.
You're at
I'm in
home?
my kitchen. I'm at home. I'm on my phone.
Give us a twirly. There he is.
Hi, Jackie Brown.
There it is.
Oh, and that lovely
TV
look.
in the corner.
That's very nice, Sean.
Lovely place.
Well, we've got dirty washing on the draining board, so we won't worry about that.
So we are all at home. This is number
Morning.
2. Did you guys see the first one?
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't
So
know.
you know that technology sometimes can let us down. We're going to keep going for as long as we can. We've got several questions coming in. Thank you for doing this. You're all at home. You've all been furloughed. What's it like to? Let's start with Mark. What's it like to have all this time on your hands?
I hate it. I seriously, I'm really going do-dally because this is close to me being retired.
Is it just me or can nobody hear it?
No.
If
Can
this is
you not hear him?
What?
No.
Can Okay, sorry, Mark. We'll come back to you. Johnny, can you hear everybody?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Aaron, you
I can
okay?
hear-
Yeah, I can hear everyone. Lovely.
Tara,
I can hear.
Sean, you can hear.
I can't hear Mark.
Oh, it's just Mark. Okay,
Yeah.
Mark.
Do that deliberately.
He secretly muted him.
Subtitle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay, so you're hating isolation.
I'm hating it. Look, as far as
Oh,
I
there it
see,
is.
this is me
just
going into
about hearing.
retirement. And if this is retirement where I've got to speak to my wife all the time, I hate it. This is really tough, guys.
I've no idea what you're saying.
And not only that, they make me do work. And then I had the National Health Service miracle, Nigel. I had a miracle when the National Health Service management, like the meeting, they came out and said, no DIY. It's too dangerous. You could clog up the National Health Service. It was like a miracle to me. And now I want a National Health message to stop gardening. I need that miracle. It's too much for me. I've never done any DIY.
I know.
Any gardening or anything in my life. I've only come to work.
I know. I can remember many years ago you used gloss instead of emulsion on. Johnny, are you a DIYer?
Yes. Well, yeah, I am actually. I've been doing the garden fences. I've been putting new
Can
gutter
you
in.
pop round to Mark's?
No, you're all right. He's only got half a shandy now. No point.
So you're Mark's hating it. Are you enjoying it, Johnny? Any part of it you're enjoying?
I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's good. Spending my time with my lovely wife and my little dog. It's
But
lovely.
it's not much different for you because many people might not realize this because you were there all the time, but you retired.
Have I?
You
When
did.
was that?
You don't know.
It was an announcement. There was an announcement.
Have I had my bath?
Aaron, how are you filling your time?
Same as Tara. We've got three kids, 3 cats, me and the missus. So spending my time playing games with the kids and singing sets up in the office, because at least that way no one has to actually listen to me.
Yeah.
It's just me, and that's it, really. Nothing else to do, is there? Really?
No, not really. Apart from this, Tara, we know you're busy because social media's gone a little bit crazy for us over the last few weeks.
Crazy, and it's so lovely to still be in touch with all the online community. So hi to you all.
Hi, Todd.
Times. Obviously, the kids are at home. I'm homeschooling as well, which is interesting.
It's horrible, isn't it?
But yeah, it's a challenge. So
I don't know how you do it, Tara.
Yeah, well, I guess we all are. We're all coming. I thought Johnny would be the one who was most used to spending his time at home being retired, but I guess it's the real for someone like you, Sean, who was working 5 nights a week, going over performing.
Six nights a week, really. 6 nights a week. Yeah,
how has it been for you?
Well, we were just. It's been really weird because we were in rehearsals for the last God knows how long. We rehearsed a new team into the shows. And then we're rehearsing a new show for the spring, and then this hit. So it's gone from 100 miles an hour down to 0 very, very quickly. So it's been.
And how many days away were we from putting the new show up?
2,
3.
Right, 2 or 3 days. So
3 days. Yeah.
you were almost
in fact, no, 3 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That was it. Yeah. 3 days. We did our first tech runs on the Monday, and then that was it. We shut that night.
Yeah.
It was a great show, guys.
That day, and then that was it.
And we can't even show that much footage of it because we didn't get to dress run it. So we've got some videos of rehearsals, but
yeah, I mean some of the
show
rehearsals
you any of it. It's splendid.
Yeah, some of the current team rehearsals were in the "You'll Never Walk Alone" clip that we did.
Yeah.
Which were in one of the school halls that we hired when it was the Keep Fit weekend or something, and then all the rooms were used up. Yeah, no dress runs.
Are you still keeping in touch with them? I know thanks to you that they're doing the group singing.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
You're communicating with that, but are they in good spirits?
Yeah, they're right. They're good. They're enjoying doing the little siggy bits, which is really, really good. I think, but we still the lads still talk to each other on Zoom. So we kind of have a group chat, and then everybody else sort of drops a line every now and then in the various Potters WhatsApp groups.
And this weekend, Mark, would be one hell of a weekend, wouldn't it? Easter Friday tomorrow.
Oh God! You know, I went yesterday. I went live on Potter's Corner, and it was the saddest thing to see that this would have been absolutely rimmed out. It had been like full up. I was near the football pitch. I was on the beach side, and you could just think to yourself what a time we'd be having. And today, particularly, because it's Thursday, we've been doing the street fair now.
Yeah.
And the fun we used to have with the street fair, how fantastic
Thank
fun
you, Joe.
that. And music and all the messing around. And you think like, God, dear, oh, no. Yeah, it's sad, Nigel.
Yeah, but happy days will return, won't they? So,
yes.
So let's shall we take a few questions then? We've agreed where you all are and that you're all healthy and okay. So first question, I think this has been asked by so many people that it's just a generic one. So I'm going to start with who I think is the least, who has worked at Potter's the longest. Let's go with the least. Oh my God, I wouldn't know actually. All right, forget that. Johnny, how many years at Potter's?
11 years.
You do know you left, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's 11 years. I'm still there, aren't I? Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Are you classing the fact that you're still there because you still do bits?
Yeah,
and he's left twice.
Yeah, he doesn't know that. Bless him.
Yeah, I left twice for 6 months.
And when did you sign for Norwich?
What?
When did you sign for Norwich?
Norwich.
They need all help we can get, can't they?
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a quick story?
Can I stop you?
Is it okay? Too early?
No, as long as it's not. As long as it's clean.
Well, it is. I was out the other day.
Is it when you got hit in the face with the ball?
Oh, yeah. Do you remember that? I was texting Brewer. Because West Ham lost. I was texting him, and this ball came over, hit me in the face, which was quite nice. But
it was live on TV.
And the swelling still hasn't gone down.
And he wouldn't. I said, "Why are you not home?" He said, "I'm not going home." I said, "Go to your dad." He's like, "I'm not going to my dad. He beats me." I said, well, go with your mum. He said, I'm not going, Mum, she beats me. I said, well, go and live with West Ham because they don't beat anybody. Nothing.
Mark's offended.
Funny.
And that's why he retired.
Thank you.
Aaron, how many years at Potters?
Coming up on 12, I think.
You weren't there before me, Aaron.
I was there before you, just before you. I started around the same time. And then I was there before that because I was in the kitchens before that.
But you always looked back in your 20s, Aaron. How old are you now?
I'm 30. I was 34 on the 14th of March.
That's ridiculous. You need to start losing your hair or grow a grey beard. Do so. You never age.
I had my hair cut like a day before all the hairdressers closed, and it was shaved to a 0, and it's already grown back. It's ridiculous.
Well, someone else who doesn't age, Tara.
Oh, bless her. I
was going to say Tara. You've met Sean. He never ages. No, Tara. How many years?
Thank you for that.
Tara, how many years?
Because I sleep in a hyperbaric chamber. That's why.
For me, I've been there 13 years this year.
Is that all? I think you've been there longer than that.
No, 13
You have
years.
done a variety of roles, though, haven't you?
I have. I started out on the bars, which was great fun actually. I really enjoyed that, and they moved on to reception for a couple of years, and then I went into doing social media.
Wow, talking about someone who's done several jobs. Sean, how many?
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to guess
33.
I was going to say 30.
Wow.
33
Yeah,
years.
33 with a couple of sabbaticals, obviously. But yeah, start as a waiter, trained as a lifeguard as well.
I can picture you in the Speedos.
Indeed.
I'm trying not to picture them.
Matron.
Don't picture it.
Matron.
And the only people that can beat you is Mark and I, because it's now
35.
5, is it?
this is the 36.
Yeah,
April.
Wow.
Yeah.
April this year is starting the 36th year.
Yeah, it was quite incredible.
In 1984,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to spend 36 years here.
Nigel, I was a year before that.
No. Yeah.
I had a year before
Certainly not
you.
me. I was 14.
1984.
No, I think it was 1983. I think you wasn't working for us in the first year, was you?
Yeah, we all came. You were at what was the
Wasn't it,
Pontins?
Danny? I'm thinking of so many people. I'm so old.
No, you auditioned. You
Oh, we
auditioned
auditioned you, didn't we?
in 1983.
Two-toe.
Tree.
Yeah.
You were looking for a duo to start at Potters, and the agent Billy Forrest. Remember him, Johnny?
Yeah.
Cocker. All right, Sean, how are you?
Yeah, Cocker. Billy Forrest said, "I've got this place for you, lads. It's in Norfolk, a family-run business called Potters. It's either that or it's this artist's impression of what this resort's going to look like in Eilat." And I remember my mother saying, You're 20, it's your first time away from home, it's Great Yarmouth or it's the Middle East.
Yeah.
Choose Great Yarmouth. And little did we think in 1984 we'd be having these conversations in 2020.
No, you just can't believe it. But we have seen it grown into what the premiere. It is a 5-star premiere. So we've watched it go from an outdoor swimming pool to a cabaret bar that was like a social club.
Yeah.
So I remember my mum used to bring me to Potters. She used to be a member of the gym when I was 3. And she used to bring me up Potters. And when Busby was there, he used to look after me and play football with me. And that explains why I'm as crazy as I am now.
Maureen, I just saw Maureen asks if you're still on statins through this, Mark.
Maureen, I've been trying to get off statins, Maureen. I found out if you can eat healthily, Nigel, you'll know about this.
Yeah.
If you can eat healthily,
No, it's fine.
you won't need statins.
That's right.
So I'm on yogurt and fruit in the morning.
How happy are you?
I hate it. And I keep getting caught sneaking the magnums and sneaking. Like, I try and send her to bed because I'm fed up. I'm fed up by about 10 o'clock. I try and say, go to bed now, Claire. So I can actually, and so she hears me rustling in the cupboard. And then that's how she's got the crisps out, I've got the chocolate out, and she comes storming in. Just, like, what are you doing with that? Yeah.
You need better hiding places.
Keep the questions coming in. We can see your questions. Karen said she beat us. She's 36 years. Helen says, if you could do something new at Potters, what would it be? So we can see your questions, so keep them coming. Sean, we'll start with you this time. If you could do something new.
Oh, a hell of a.
I don't know whether that means a new show or a new role.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Something new at Potters. I don't know. Do the gardening. I work on maintenance. I'm quite handy with my hands, so to speak.
Yeah,
That sounds rude. No. Yeah.
Tara, is there anything that you haven't done?
Activities. That looks like a lot of fun.
Activities. Good answer.
Yeah.
Aaron, what would you do?
Nothing else. I love my job. I love it. You get to sing for a living. Who gets to do that, really? It's great.
Yeah. Johnny,
Me,
I dare to ask Johnny.
What I like to be.
What would you do if you could do
I would
anything?
I'd like to be the accountant.
You want to be
an accountant?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You want to pay the wages?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's wages.
I'd love you to be the accountant, Johnny. Mark, what would you do? What would you do new?
Counselling.
Yeah.
The whole world needs counsellors. I
Just
tell you now, after previous experience, I know. I tell you what, this is the worst retirement situation I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to need counselling. I'm going to do counselling, and I'm quite happy to talk to people on counselling.
Susan wants to know, Sean, what is your favourite song to sing?
Oh,
I don't know, actually, to be fair. I quite like singing anything, really. Anything Queen. And I suppose Ness and Dormer's got to be up there as well.
That's one thing I guess I would always question someone that can sing a song like that. Is it enjoyable to do, or is it stressful? Because you've got one chance, like any performance. So when you have a big song that you know is going to push you, is it still enjoyable, or does it get to the point where you start to question? Not saying you're getting old.
yes, he.
Are you always confident you're always going to hit that note?
No, I mean,
Why is that note? What are you singing there? A B flat or a B? What is that?
No, it's a C.
That's a C, a top C, which you have to hit at least twice a week after singing everything else you sung.
Yeah.
So it's still enjoyable.
It's I mean, it's all about you look after your instrument. I don't drink a lot, obviously. I drink loads and loads of water, and actually the operatic stuff is easier to sing than the rock stuff. The rock stuff, because you've got to grate your voice, if you like. You got to have that particular sound. It can hurt your throat a bit more, but the opera stuff, it's all about technique. So where you place it in your voice is like.
Tell people what it is that you drink before you go on stage, because this always gets me about you. What do you drink before you go on stage? Your beverage of choice?
Oh no, it used to be Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. How can you sing Ness and Dorman knowing you've got all that gas inside you that just wants to come out?
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you get jet assisted around the stage, I suppose. But I don't drink Dr. Pepper now. It's just water and a bit of honey when I get home.
I know.
I do drink. If I've got sore throat, I drink Manuka honey, chamomile tea, and with vanilla in it as well, just to ease my throat.
But you've never drunk really, Mark, have you?
I don't drink.
And Johnny, you don't drink?
No.
Tara, I'll forget you, Tara.
She drinks.
So, Mark, what's the funniest thing a guest has ever done on stage? That's from Helen Davies.
A guest? Nanny Darby, Darby Nan.
Little old Nanny, yeah.
We used to blow her up because she never used to get off. She used to sing. I mean, it's difficult. I think you could say how many things we've had, funny things happen to us, but
I think didn't the lady I can't put this in any other way, but she didn't.
Are you
didn't she?
Talking about the girl who relieved herself?
Yes.
What?
On your head?
I can't tell people that one.
Okay, we'll save that one. We'll save that one for the after 9 o'clock edition.
That's got to be. I mean, that's revolting. Isn't it?
Sean, the first time I heard you sing Ness and Dormer, I think it was with Andy Mace and maybe Reuben Jones. Maureen says, "Oh my goodness,
it was fantastic."
It was, yeah. ages ago now. What?
Yeah.
That's what? 1990 something or other.
Yeah, I actually laughed out loud at Mark counselling. However, I have to say it's a serious issue. After all this is over, take care, stay safe. Thank you, Angela. Yes.
You're right, Angela.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We all stay safe. And Hannah Barrett says, how do you become a top fan? Interaction, Tara, is it not?
Yeah, just keep liking and chatting and sharing the posts.
Okay.
And you could be
That
Facebook
way,
fan of the month.
and the analytics work, you know how interactive people have been, and therefore they go into the pool of Facebook fan of the month. Andy, why are you laughing before I've read it?
I need to explain this one.
Singing the songs of Dionne Warwick or Warwick Davis.
I need
Just
to explain
record,
this.
if people don't know who Warwick Davis is, he is vertically challenged. Warwick Davis is a dwarf. And I think they're making some reference to the fact you look a little bit like Frodo.
No, they're not. They're not. What happened was, no, thanks, Nigel. Thanks a lot. No, we're on stage. We're doing concerto, and Joe Ringer told me I had to introduce the last medley, which I hadn't done before, and so I'm trying to remember who was people's songs in this medley, and Dionne Warwick was in it. So I went, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a medley of a man who wrote songs for some of the biggest singers of all time, Tom Jones. And then for some reason, rather than saying Dionne Warwick, I'd watched Tenable before I'd come to work that night. I went, Warwick Davis. And no one said anything. And I didn't realise I'd done it until I went into my late night and a guest screamed out, sing a Warwick Davis song. And I was like, what is he on about? And then it turned, and then apparently I'd said that on stage, but I don't.
The musical. And what was Aaron? Why was Aaron sending in a black bin bag at the post office? Or what were you sending in a black bin bag at the post office? Was it Ed's body?
Hello, Carol. I was in Lowestoft the other day. I was queuing up outside WH Smith's to send some eBay stuff. We're sending stuff for eBay because
still, I mean, Hannah, really? Mark, you still support West Ham?
Of course. I could have been sitting in my West Ham room and made it obvious, but I thought no. And I could have put
a West Ham room.
I've got a room.
Do you? A West Ham room?
It's got Upton Park room. Yeah, with pictures. No one's allowed in it.
Jenny says, Stian, what is...
Hello, Stian.
Sion, Jenny. What is it like having all us middle-aged and plus women drooling over you? Define plus. Middle-aged and plus women drooling over you. Sean, what's it like to be drooled over? We know what it's like for Mark to be weed over. What's it like...
You're not allowed to mention that.
What's it like to be drooled over by all of these middle-aged ladies?
It's great. I love it. It's fantastic.
He's being honest. Can the comedy team...
Who would like that?
Christine Sutcliffe asks, can the comedy team bring back the synchronized swimming sketch? It was... What, now?
Yes.
Yeah, do it, because I can be in it then, because I've done that.
We've all done it, mate. We've all put the... Wendy Sullivan says, my sister Pauline on stage years ago laid her on... My sister Pauline on stage years ago laid her on stage and held a pint of water over her face. Said it's magic, it will disappear, but it didn't. Mark pulled the card out and the whole jug of water over her face. Oh my God, hilarious for the family. We used to call that the chosen one.
The chosen one, yeah. And the levitation. We used to sit on the board and then put it on the board just before. But
and no one was the chosen one, so they all got work because they were fake.
Was it really hilarious for the lady?
Probably more hilarious for her than it was for you when you got weed on. So
Gina Crudgington says we can't wait for Potters to open again. Lynn Hawker says, what big plans does Potters have? Well, it's going to be a party, that's for sure.
Hell of a party.
Oh yeah.
Carol, could Nigel have got a tighter top on to show his muscles? Did he pour himself into... This is a jumper. Thank you, Carol. I didn't know I had muscles. Isn't
it funny, Nigel, what people look at?
It is. I'm wondering what I've got and what's behind me now. Am I okay? Look. Someone asked me the other day where I am. I am at home. This is the studio that I built above my garage, believe it or not. So I can't turn the camera around, but this is where all the social media kind of videos and Tara and I communicate over. Thank goodness we've got the internet, because we're able to keep Potters going for as best as we can. So I sit up here most of the days, which is why isolation isn't really. It's not been a big change for me, because I spend most of my days on my own in this room. So I've become kind of used to it. It's not as big a shock as it is for you guys. Linda Gibson, Mark, has anyone got the hump about you shooting them with your water pistol?
Many times. Many times. It used to be nearly every week. Someone never got it. I mean, do you remember Tony Adams' mum? Tony Adams, the footballer, Arsenal footballer. God. I mean, I showed no mercy when I was younger. It didn't matter who you was, where you was, everyone got wet in the old days. There was no, we didn't let everyone. Now, little Tony Adams' mum and the whole family used to come on holiday, the whole Adams family. It's a huge family. And the little mum and auntie, they were there, and I soaked them. And did they hate me? Not just hate me. We tried to give her. We gave her flowers. I present her something every night to try and make up for it, because in the old days we was open for a week. So it wasn't like someone hated you for like a weekend. You just lose them on the Sunday. But this was 6-7 days of people. So yeah, there are people that, and I've been chased by certain people, haven't I?
But it's not just the gun; it's the pint glass of water.
Pint glass water. One man hated it. One man hated it so much that he chased me. So he literally did chase me, and he grabbed a jug and he came through the audience. And because the band and Nigel was at the time, they were so keen on it, they were very quick to understand. I said, "Oh my God!" And I started running. And it's because I ran, the band started playing "Dan Dan Dan" the Benny Hill song. So the whole audience thought it was a joke. The whole audience really believed that we were setting this up. This guy was chasing, and I was going in and out to stop this guy chucking this jug. And I didn't know whether he was going to hit me with it. That was the point.
I know. Well, that's John Potter for you.
I got up on stage and went, well, I don't know who upset him. And then he charged again. And we went off again, round and round. Yeah. And he complained bitterly to reception. I've had a lot of those, haven't I?
You have.
Mark, do you remember the one when Jamie John was on stage with the police and you said, fire the water pistol? And then little Jamie John was being chased by all these coppers.
Why am I doing this? I said, they won't pick on a small guy, will they? And they did. They chased him forever.
And then when he fired the water pistol at the sound desk.
Oh yeah. I
a few people.
I just did a name check to Jamie John, who was on, who came on last week and said hi. And I'm going to do another name check now, because good friends of ours, Graham and Evie, are watching.
Oh, hey.
From Spain.
Grables.
You're not dead, Graham.
No,
he's dead.
No. Unfortunately, he's still all right. Steve Hunt says, never forgot when Sean was doing a solo. People were laughing. He was unaware that his flies were undone.
Yeah. That always happens.
They were laughing.
That's a regular occurrence for me. What are you about?
Yeah. Mark Fisher says, Mark Brewer, you still owe me £150 for my jeans that you ruined in the Willy Wonka sketch.
Do you know, that was our worst thing we've ever done to guess.
That was the gun tank.
No, this is when we all came out as Oompa Loompas. I came out as Willy Wonka. We sat them in a great big bathing pool we brought on stage. Yeah. And what we told the kitchen is to get me some chocolate. It doesn't have to be chocolate, I said, but get me something that looks like chocolate. Well, they made this concoction of, and it was probably the smelliest, the worst, like vinegar and gravy mixed up. Well, we had to finish it so quickly, but I think we nearly enough gas poisoned everyone when we put it all over them. And it really was the messiest thing we've ever done. But to be honest, we only did it about 4 or 5 times because it was so messy.
Yeah.
Got Steve Patience with it as well. Steve Patience. Leather shoes, other people's shoes.
We didn't care.
I'm back.
Debbie Hunt wants to know, do we all miss the blindfold driving and games on the sports field?
I loved it. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Was it health and safety we had to stop that?
Someone crashed it into a chalet.
That would do it. There you go.
That was the end of that game. But it was fun. Wasn't that fun?
That
Yeah.
was fun.
So,
Donkey Derby was fun in the old days.
Johnny Laff, what is your absolute best joke, and why have you
I haven't
never
got
used it
best
on
joke.
stage?
No,
You
yeah.
do.
Well, something my sister met a man. She went to a nightclub, met a man, took her out.
He's wearing
Next day, she went into Tesco's and he's putting soap powder up on the shelf. And she went, "You didn't tell me you worked here. You told me you was in the Air Force." He said, "No," he said, "I was part of the aerial display team." Soap powder.
What?
What?
Next question.
That was your best.
Can we move on? Can we move?
That's why he's retired.
Tara would like to know, how about when you did Wheel of Fortune and they did manage to win a holiday?
I tell you what, normally no one wins with us, but for some reason it landed. And you've got to tell you what, this is a giant wheel, and I tell you the little gap it has to land on is about that big, and it landed on it. I mean, it went round the whole wheel. I'm telling you, it's gigantic, and then we had to let the Potters know that we've just lost a holiday.
Laura says, my son Robert would like to know what made you want to work at Potters. Tara.
Well, maybe when I worked there. I actually knew a couple of people that have worked at Potters. They weren't there anymore, but it was somewhere that I'd obviously heard of through bowls and stuff like that. And when I went along, I kind of walked in, dropped my CV off, and I thought I actually really like it here. And I was so chuffed to get the job. And that was back in my days on the bars when I was Tars from the Bars back in those days.
From the Bars.
Tars from the Bars.
And
But, yeah.
and I'm trying to think what Aaron's nickname was, but I can't use it, can I, Aaron? What made you want to work at Potters, Aaron?
I grew up coming to Potters. Like I said, my mum used to bring me up there, and then I worked in the kitchens when I was a kid. And then I was actually working in Spain, and I saw that they were hiring. I missed the auditions, and if you remember, Nigel, I come and I said, "Oh, can I audition?" You said, "Yeah, bring a couple of songs," and about 5 songs later, you made a position for me, which I'll always be appreciative of.
Yeah, and the lawns never have looked as good since you stopped cutting them.
I know. I'm sorry.
Lorne, how did you hear about Potters?
For me,
Yeah.
I literally, when I was at college, I was just looking for a summer job, basically. So I rang round every single holiday centre asking for a job.
And where were you living at the time then? Were you local?
I was living at home. I was my parents live in Alton Broad,
Right.
so I was just living there, and then did my first year at college. Me and a mate were looking for a job, so we just started ringing around places, and then I was going down the phone directory, rang this place, which turned out to be a builder's yard, because it was the holiday centre that was on the estate where Cadiz Way is, or Turin and Misborough Way. You know, the housing estate between halfway up, just the other side of the school, that one there, and then up to Potters, and then Potters was the next number. So I just rang that, got an interview, and then the rest is history.
And you started in the dining room?
Started in the dining room, yeah, in 1987.
With
He
Dean.
used to sing to everyone.
Yeah, Dean.
Yeah, the
Ian
singing
Mack came
waiter.
later.
The singing way he brought it
Yeah,
home.
something like that.
Yeah. And Johnny, although you've only been, you're saying it's been 11, 12 years as an employee before you retired.
11, yeah.
You
11,
go
yeah.
way back to, what was your first year that you first heard of
Well,
Potters?
when Mark went down to Warner's, when he went to Warner's on the Isle of Wight, I think it was Warner's.
1986?
Yeah, I came in for a drink
Seaton.
and did a spot in the bar,
Isle
which
of
was
Wight.
then the Bamboo Bar.
It was the Bamboo
And-
Bar.
Yeah, and Mr. Potter was in, Brian
Great
and Judy were in. And they asked me if I would, this was at night, and they said, would you come on the team? I said, well, I'm doing gigs in the area, which was one was next door at the Golden Sands. And from that on, they gave me a job, did the season there with Brian Day, Roy Greenslade, Andy Feet, I think Andy popped backwards and forwards. And then obviously I didn't work them for a long time. And I
'Cause we
always
came
said,
back.
hey, what?
Because we came back.
Yeah, the Mark came back. They didn't want me then, but I'll tell you what I had to say. It just shows you, Mark was only there a few years before that, and the amount of impact that they created, and this is not blowing Mark's trumpet, they just said, look, we want Mark Brewer back, and you're okay, you're good. Everybody's there. About 9 of us. And they said, we want Mark. That's fair enough, because it was Potters, and it still is Mark Brewer. But I came to audition again.
I get the money out, John. I get the money out.
Okay. Yeah, 20 quid. I came back again, and I always vowed that I would get a job. It didn't matter what I did. I did loads of stuff. I'll show you one of the awards I got. Look at that, a Variety Club award. Who's got one of them? No, you haven't got a Variety Club one. Don't tell me.
I'm very happy for you, Johnny.
So where were you before? So your first year, Johnny, the first year you came was?
Yeah. Oh, 80. What year was it? 86, was it? No, 87.
Yeah,
86, yeah. So where were you before? Where were you before Potters, Mark?
No, I was at Warner's. Before that, Atherfield Bay. Before that, Pontins.
And where was it that Brian Potter heard of you or saw you? Where did he come to see you?
The first time he heard from me, I heard from him, was Atherfield Bay, privately owned on the Isle of Wight, and he rang me, and of course there was no mobile phones, so he rang me in the office of the owners, who said, Mark, there's a phone call for you, and he literally was asking me for a job in front of the owners. Pardon? And I almost dismissed it, because he was actually asking me I want you to come and join me. And I said, oh. And because it was the phone thing. So at the time I had a team, and he didn't do teams. He had people, individuals like Johnny Laff, and they weren't funny together. Yeah, and so he said they had these individuals, and I said, I only have a team. I'd like to work in a team. He went, we don't do teams. I said, well, that's what I'd like to do. So he dismissed that, and then he came and saw me at Warner's, and at Warner's at St. Clair's, and at that time my team was from 6 people up to about 10 people, and then again it was dancing and singing, and then he went, I can't believe it, I really realise what all this is about. Your team is really strong, it really is different, it's something that no one is ever doing in all the centres. No one had that sort of quality with the team. So he asked me again, but at that time I'd signed a contract for Warner's for 2 years, so I couldn't go. But he chased me for about 7 years.
Crikey.
7 years he chased me to come and work with him. And the worst thing that Warner's did was send me to Colton. And then Mr. Smith walked in to Warner's Colton and said, there's Mr. Smith wants to see you. And it was Brian Potter. He went, hello, come and see me. Come and see Potter across the road. And that's what happened. He showed us, and that was the worst mistake Potter's Warner's made by sending us up to court. So he grabbed us there, and that, we then did we did 2 years, but he hated us after 2 years, and he shouldn't have done, because Warner's offered us all year round, and that was the difference. Potter's was only open 23 years. 23 weeks. And so I turned around, and Warner's then offered me all year round with the team. And I always wanted to look after the team. So everybody came with us, including you, Nigel. Everybody came to us.
And Seaton.
To Seaton. And that's when Johnny Laff got asked to be on board at Potter's.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, he heard his name.
Oh, he had his name.
I knew he'd heard his name.
You're on.
You're on, Johnny. So I'm saying that's when we went to Seaton, and eventually we came back. We met again. And then Brian Potter made the biggest decision, what I call how he invested in entertainment. Knowing that Warner's are giving us all year round, he offers the team a full-time contract for 23 weeks' work all year round. So he invested that sort of money in it.
It was...
he had the winter off, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah,
we didn't
even do Christmas shows, did we, back in the day?
No,
we weren't open for Christmas for the first couple of years. And that's when I went to work at Corton. That's where I met Joe Pasquale, and he was a greencoats just down the road at Corton.
And Joe Pasquale used to come over to us and say to us, look, how about this? And he used to play a trumpet and go, da-da, da-da, and he used to pretend. And he used to try all these gags on us to see if it would work. So, bless him.
So, Nigel, you worked at Corton. Mark, you worked at Corton. I worked at Corton for a little while. Did you work at Corton? Anyone else?
I only did
I've
4
been
weeks.
visiting Cab like Wharton.
I went to Corton for a cup of tea once. That was enough.
Yeah. So this has worked remarkably well. We're still staying live, so we'll keep going because we've got you. So oh my goodness, John Coates.
Johnny Coates.
John
Where
Coates.
on earth have you come from, John? And your family. Hello, John. Good to see you, my friend.
He's
So
a family
you
now.
guys,
John.
big love to you all. What a voice! What an actor!
Yeah.
John Coates. My goodness, I remember when he came on stage and sang for the first time. He was obviously destined for greatness. I mean, he was such an individual, such an incredibly talented guy, and I've not seen him for too long. Helen Davis, Aaron, talking of incredibly intelligent and articulate, talented, creative people. Aaron, you must know some.
I do. I know you, sir.
Aaron,
I'm going to retract that now.
How do you remember so many songs? You always know every song the guest asks for. You're amazing. And Sean can back me up on this. You're the only person I know that will probably attempt to do I Will Always Love You in the Whitney Houston key in a late night. Yeah. So you
that's where he wears tight jeans every single time he does a late night.
You're fearless. You'll sing anything. So how do you have you got the lyrics on a screen? How do you learn these songs?
So some things I know, obviously, and then some things I have a prompter just in case. But a song's basically made up of Sean, you know, a song's basically 3 tunes, isn't it? Chorus, bridge, verse. And if you know those 3 as long as you know those 3 tunes, you can sort of model your way through the lyrics.
Bluff your way through it as well.
Yeah.
And many people don't realize
insert your own lyrics in there when you're not meant to.
Absolutely.
Many people don't realize that Tara, how many instruments do you play?
16, I think it is. Something silly like that.
He's a genius.
16. Johnny, how many? Oh, forget it. Do you remember? Do you remember when the car caught fire in the car park and it belonged to a waiter, Alison Clark? Yeah, of course we do. Yes.
It was firework night, wasn't it?
Oof.
And the crazy thing was, and the fact that this one car set alight a car next to it. Then it set another car next to it. We were announcing, going on stage, saying, "Guess what, guys? There's a fire in the car park on fire. Can you please remove your car?" But no one took me seriously, did they?
Not surprising, is it?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
On firework.
I cannot do serious.
On firework night, yeah.
It set alight 6 cars.
Like
Yeah.
6 cars. One car was a brand new Mercedes, Tony's car that we always teased about, and Michaela's car. Very, very unbelievable. And they thought I was joking.
Ian Wall is setting up the challenge here. We won't do it now, but just out of interest, Ian would like to know, out of the two incredible voices that we have here, out of Aaron and Johnny Laff, but which one of you are talking?
Actually, probably Johnny Laff could hit the highest note than anybody.
But many people don't realise that Mark's a tenor. Mark's got an incredible voice as well.
Yeah,
but
I'm not now.
When you were younger, my God, you were right up there, weren't you? Age brings your voice down a bit. But if you had to, Aaron, who do you're going to say? You're going to say Sean.
I'm going to say Sean. Sean, obviously.
No, I'm going to say Aaron.
We're talking about We're talking about in your chest voice. What have you got? We know Sean's got a C. You probably have hit a D in the past. How high can you go, Sean? Have you ever figured it out?
I've hit an E before in my chest voice, proper full on, when I was properly warmed up. Hadn't sung for like 3 weeks. Really hit it. That's the only time I've done it. Actually, it was when I came back from my first ship experience.
Wow. And
I was singing "We Will Rock You" and we had to do something ad lib at the end. And I hit this note and they worked it out. And then that's the only time I've ever hit it in my life.
Aaron, have you ever hit an E?
I don't like to do narcotics, Nigel.
Okay. Have you ever hit an E?
No.
So I didn't go there. I was going to say talking about
No. I've made Sean laugh. My life's complete. That's fine. No, I don't know. I don't like to test it. I think if you test it, then you limit yourself. I like to sort of just, if I can hit it, I can hit it. If I can't, the audience hates me. So I don't know.
Debbie,
it depends. It also depends on the day as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And what you're singing, depending on whether it's a big jump or you've got time to get a breath, and all those kind of. Debbie just put down there about the fact that she remembers the fire. Good for her. She got a free holiday. Does that make sense, Mark?
Yeah, because it was one of her cards.
Oh, Debbie Cottrell, right. That I was lucky for me because I got a free holiday, and when I came back, I met my husband.
Oh,
it was meant to be. Mark, do you remember back in the late 1980s when you used Reg and used to cut his tie off? That became a part of your act for quite a while.
It used to be our opening. It used to be the Saturday night. Everybody used to arrive Saturday, and I used to get a guest up. And in the old days, everybody was smart. Everybody wore ties. So it was easy for me to pick on anyone. Brian Potter was absolutely horrified that we did a sketch where I cut a tie, cut it off, put it into an envelope, pretend it's magic, set it alight, and then open up the envelope and brought out his and say, I'm sorry, it never worked, and used to hand him back, and off he goes. So Brian Potter then was so horrified that this guy got upset about his tie that Ron Peasgood ran in with a bottle of wine and said, Mark, please give this bottle of wine to him because he's so upset. Apologise on behalf of the Potter family. So I brought him back up on stage, and he was still upset about the tie. And I went like, so Reg, here you are, mate. Here's your bottle. The Potters are really upset about the fact that you've lost your tie. And because you was miserable, you're not getting it. Now go back, you miserable git. And the Potters had brought me into the office. Like, that's really bad. I can't do that again. Can't do that. And I said, well, I was planning to do it every week. And we did every week. He didn't have as much control of me in those days as the Ramble. The Ramble days. He did
the Ramble days.
Mark, your Ramble, Mark.
Yeah.
Your Ramble. I did a Ramble for Potters when I worked there. Took them along the seafront to the other holiday camp they used to own. Yeah. And halfway there, I thought I'd do a raffle. And I had a bottle of vodka and a bottle of whiskey. Dave from Hopton knows all about it. Anyway, raised about 60 quid. And it cost about tenner for the drink. Got to the other end, we all had a laugh, went back. Brian called me in the office. He said, good Ramble. I went, yeah, brilliant. He said, how much did you raise? I went, 60 quid. And he went, what's it for? I said, for a party at the end of the season. He said, if you don't give me that money, that's your train fare home. You'll be sacked. I'd only been there a week.
You're a rebel. Tara, have you got any hidden tattoos?
I haven't. No.
Unbelievable.
Piercings?
Just my ears.
Oh, okay. Aaron?
Yeah, I've got a tattoo on my arm here, and I've got one here as well.
On your left breast?
I'm not showing them.
Okay, Mark?
Just above here, yeah.
I couldn't put up with the pain. I'm a coward. It would hurt me. But
you're used to pain. You've been married, what, 3 times? Johnny, no tattoos.
No, I went into my son's name and I nearly fainted, so I come out. He got the needle.
I've actually got one there as well.
We can. I'm not going to ask you to take your top off because we're going to have some drooling.
We'd have a lot of drooling.
Okay, I'm not sure about your daughter's watching, Sean. Anna wants you to do a name check out for Anna.
Yes,
Anna wants you to do a name check.
She WhatsApped me saying, "Can you name check me?" Because she wanted me to say that my favourite song to sing, and actually this is true, to sing was when I sang with Anna, "A Million Dreams" from The Greatest Showman.
Great show.
So it was. That was quite special. That was.
Well done, Brian.
Why only one arm, Sean?
Because it's too much bloody money to do the other.
Yeah.
I want to take my kids on holiday, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Take it off.
Take it off.
Johnny, just refuse the temptation, Johnny.
What?
Don't take your top off, Johnny.
Yeah.
They're asking for you to take your top off. Don't do it.
I think I mean.
How are we doing? Oh, we've done 50 minutes. I mean, we haven't lost any of you. We've done 50 minutes. Let's see if we can get the hour. Go on, Mark.
Can I do a quick shout out? Because yesterday it was Andrea Whiting's birthday. She was 50. And I do a lot of birthdays for all the Potters guests every day. Do you remember her, Sean?
I think so. Yeah.
Andrea, she always had the hots for you.
Bless her. Bless her. She was drunk then, was she? A lot of the time.
Yeah, well, the whole family, all the Whitings. And Becky
Yes,
then came up and Becky said, give me a shout, because I also had the hots for Sean. Let's not talk about Becky, Sean. Oh, yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, let's.
Is this an example of your counselling
that's
style, Mark?
after the watershed story as well. That is, yeah.
Sorry, this is my counselling. No, this isn't my counselling.
You're getting in a dangerous territory.
Anyway, look, Ian Bourne's birthday. Ian, that's from Francis Jean. Happy birthday to you. Maggie Story, who's used to work in the bars, and Ricky Story used to be the original lifeguard.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he was.
Ricky.
We only had one lifeguard. It was Ricky, and in the old days. And then Maggie, who also listens all the time to all the shout outs. So you want to do a proper shout out. I talk to a lot of old people. When I say
you've got one next year, Mark.
Put yourself down, Nigel.
no, not talk to Johnny Laff. No, I ring them up. I ring them up because a lot of Potter's guests are totally on their own. People like Betty Chandler. Do you know Betty and Brian, Nigel?
Yeah.
She's 89 and she's on her own. She lives in a flat. And these are the people that I do ring up and have a quick chat. Peggy, Doreen, Two Roses, these are all sort of on their own. And I think this is important if you can remember to try and contact these people, if you can remember them all. So a big shout out to them all. Harry,
absolutely. Can I just also as well, just big shout out to the McDougalls as well, who are going through a bit of a tough time at the moment. So massive shout out for them. Yeah. You know, stay strong. And we're all here for you as well. So,
and you, Ali.
Yeah.
Have you got any more, Mark?
Yeah.
Well, I could go on forever.
You've got time.
I do apologise, but can I just say to all the Potter staff, because they all then got onto a reunion, sort of a staff sort of like thing.
Yeah.
They all trying to keep together and they're trying to remember and everybody, and I'd keep them in mind to all our staff at Potters.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
Get back together. And Tara, who would have believed, Tara, Mike, Nigel, how important this is now to us? You wouldn't have believed how the social media was going to be so important. None of us thought this was coming our way. So you're doing a fantastic job, Tara, Nigel, Mikey. Fantastic job. Keeping us together.
You imagine what this would be like if we went back 20 years and we didn't have social media to keep in touch or broadband or,
You used to have to put money in a machine for the telephone. It cost me a fortune trying to talk to people.
Yeah.
Push button A, button B.
The pips.
Aaron,
Have
you got any shout outs, Aaron, before we finish?
Well, while I'm on it, I want to say thank you to all the guests that have supported us all throughout this time, and we look forward to having you back. And also, my dad and his partner at home at the moment, they actually have the virus. They're okay, but I'm sure they're watching. So hi, and get well.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, just thank you to everybody who's been watching. Myself, Mark, Aaron, James, all the live stuff we've been doing, and lots of comments. Thank you very much for that. And I'm going to raise a few quid on Sunday for charity, for NHS. I'm going to do an assault course in my garden, and every circuit I do, I'm going to give money. Okay?
So,
it'll only be a few quid, but to the NHS.
Hang on. What? You're going to do what?
An assault course in my garden.
Your garden's not the biggest garden, Johnny.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. I'm doing a circuit.
I'd be more. There's a field at the back of your garden. Do that circuit.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Thank you. They give a tenner each.
Yeah. Most of them give 100 quid and just keep going, Sean. Keep running. Keep running.
You know, like I'm going live every day. I go live. Well, my best shout out was last Saturday when I went to everyone. It's the Grand National, everybody. There's only one horse you should be backing. Potter's Corner.
Oh, yeah.
Potter's Corner, yeah.
Did it win?
One, yeah.
Lots and lots of picked up on it, and it was 18-1. So I'm going to say it was the best shout out I've ever done.
People owe you a lot of money. Sean, any shout outs before we go? I know you've done some.
No, just basically what everybody else has said. Just keep liking everything. Thank you for your support. We will be back. When is, it's not a matter of if we'll be back, it's when we'll be back. And that's all the question we've got to keep in our heads.
Indeed.
Just stay safe, be strong, keep liking those pages, keep watching as well, because we're always,
Come and get the clap tonight, everyone.
And the clap as well at 8 o'clock tonight for the NHS as well.
It's the clap at 8 o'clock. Yeah, and Tara, out of all of us, you're probably engaged with more of the guests than we can possibly imagine. I mean, it must be emotionally straining for you at times to have to communicate with people who would normally be with us this time of the year. There's so many breaks that have already gone where people have missed out. Are you getting a lot of love out there? Is there people staying in touch? Obviously.
The support has been incredible. I have to say, it's just been amazing. Our online community, you're fabulous. You're absolutely brilliant. It's just wonderful that we can all pull together at such a tough time, because everyone's feeling it at the moment. And, the positivity is well and truly there. We are still enjoying ourselves. Although we're at home and everything else, we're missing each other terribly. But we will be back, and we'll be back stronger. And, we can't wait for that day that we can all have one massive party on resort. I'm looking forward to it.
Lovely.
Let's get planning.
Indeed. And
everyone knows what's happened to Johnny Mac.
Oh, Johnny Mac. Where I spoke to him 3 days ago. He's looking after his father.
Okay.
He's a carer now.
Okay.
He's got a big heart. Johnny Mac.
Amazing, fantastic. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch and share and like and all those things that make us realize that you're still out there, because obviously we can't see you, but you can see us. So it's great to know that you're keeping in touch. Keep that interaction going with Tara on Facebook. This is obviously now the second one we've done, people. So I guess that could be a regular for us. So you will see these people again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for
good to see all of you lot.
Time and being in. Whatever you're going to do over Easter, then whatever you're going to do in your own houses, in your own gardens, stay safe, everybody. Yes, Johnny.
No, I'm just pointing to Sean, and so I'm just going mental. My drugs are wearing off.
Take another clap.
Frankie
And a clap for the NHS. A big clap for the NHS.
And Aaron, can we finish with you two? Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, Mike's gonna cut us off as we have a little.
I don't even recognise what that is.
I don't know what that song is.
We're gonna have a challenge. Okay, so let's have a little bit of Sherry Baby.
Sherry, come on.
I'll let you pick the key, Aaron, and Sean can join in when he wants, and we'll do the backing vocals, and we'll say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic Easter.
Are we doing this, Sean?
Thursday.
You go for it.
Aaron,
you go for it.
Sherry baby. My voice has changed during lockdown. I don't know what's happened.
Finally, you reach puberty and your voice drops right in the middle of the live stream.
Sherry.
Aaron, it's
Sherry baby.
Bye, Facebook. Bye, social media.
Bye,
Good night, guys.
Bye.
YouTube. See you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Much love.
Bye.